So hey guys, today I'm going to be reviewing the Snyder Cut, re-ranking all the 10 DCEU movies, and saying why Far From Home isn't as good as I thought it was when I first watched it. So when I first watched this film, it was weird. I loved it. Like, I literally loved it. I had a few issues. I don't remember those issues, but I loved it. It was like, oh, it was a solid A, had great action, great everything. It just worked as a film for me. And then upon rewatch yesterday, I literally woke up at 5 in the morning, rewatched it, was like, it can't be that bad or mediocre, and then came to a conclusion: Spider-Man Far From Home is not a good movie. Far from perfect, far from good. It's just not. It should have just been named Spider-Man Far From Perfect or something. It's just not what I thought it was. Everything I thought it was in the original when I first watched it is not there. When I watched this film, I was with my friend in my house. My dad rented it or off of YouTube, and because, well, this is the first time he ever rented a single movie off of YouTube. The only reason is we couldn't find it anywhere. So yeah, back then I wasn't that much of a movie geek. I didn't know what a bad movie or a good movie was. It wasn't until like late 2020 where I actually started really getting into comic book movies. I was a comic book geek back then, but it wasn't until then when I started getting into comic book movies and stuff like that. And now, watching it, I don't love it. I don't think it's bad, nowhere near, but it's not good. I'm gonna list all the problems. Number one, there is no fudging crap development. Peter starts as the same person, ends as a very similar person. No one dies, no one gets injured, nothing happens. Aunt May, at the end, we had this great cliffhanger that she knew Peter was per se Spider-Man, and what we get at the end is crap. All we get is her like, yep, I'm gonna high-five Peter even though he's Spider-Man. I don't care if he's risking his life. I don't care. It's just question marks all over the place on why she chose that. Also, she came this far. Actually, no, she didn't. I was thinking of the Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 2 sucks. Just saying that. The first movie's fine, but I'm going to talk about that later. Also, the fight scenes are, for the most part, pretty boring. The first two acts of fight scenes are just bland. They don't serve any, like, digital purpose that I think could work. It's just bland. Yeah, they're lava and rock monsters, per se. I mean, lava, a rock monster at the beginning, and a water monster. I didn't love them. They looked realistic, very realistic. But I didn't love them. But the main scene in the movie that makes me give it a 6.5 out of 10 is just that Mysterio nightmare sequence scene where Peter saw all these illusions. That was such well crafted, and that experiences what Mysterio really is: a person stuck in a tragic situation. That's what he is in the comics, and I never for a sec thought he was going to be a good guy. If he wasn't the villain, I would dig it. I would totally dig it. Because I was expecting him to be the villain from the very top. I knew Mysterio was a villain since I was in kindergarten. I was never a big Spider-Man fan when I was born or something. Like, as soon as I heard. But then I watched Spider-Man 3, which is the first superhero movie I ever watched. First superhero thing I ever watched when I moved into a new house. The house I'm living in right now when I was 3. Close to 2. Just turned 3, and I loved it. I love Spider-Man. I love Venom. I did not remember that much of, but I absolutely adored the film. And then Far From Home. It just doesn't work for me. It doesn't have development. The story arc doesn't fully work. I just don't dig it. And also, and the final action scene, I like that one. It has good stakes. No consequences, but stakes are high, even though the consequences are gone because no one even gets injured or probably even got a scratch. Maybe someone got a scratch, but no one died, no one got NO spells, no nothing. And also in the trailers, it promised this was going to be an Iron Man focus season, a movie, and when it does, it's great. The 5 to 10 minute sequence of the entire movie, 2 hours and 15ish minutes, and it's only like 10-ish minutes, like 7-ish minutes or something. When it focuses, it's fantastic. He pulled out his grief. He pulled out every. That's what I wanted from the entire movie, and it didn't happen. And also, there was this fight scene in the trailer that I adored, and it was cut out of the movie with this restaurant fight scene. It could have helped make the pacing a little smoother. Just didn't work that they took it away because it could have helped the pacing get a little smoother. It could add on to the story. It was a great fight scene by itself, not perfect but great. It could explore Spider-Man a little more, just a few seconds. This is the only part where he felt like he changed. Like this was the only part of the trailers that I felt like he was being Spider-Man himself, but he wasn't. He fudging wasn't. That's my problem with the movie. Let me think of something else. Give me a sec. I have a lot of problems, except it just gives me some time to think about them. So what's with the change of girls? In Homecoming he likes this girl, and now in Far From Home he doesn't. Like he likes this new girl. What the fudge, man? I guess whatever, but it's weird like that. But it's not bad, but it's weird. Also, I don't like MJ as a character in the movie. She's bland, she's weird in my opinion. She just doesn't feel like, at first he was so annoyed by her in Homecoming, now he loves her. Oh god. Whew. Okay, now finally the one good movie I can talk about. After a long 5 years, or 4-ish years, close to 5 years, we finally got the movie that deserves to be called Justice League. Zack Snyder's Justice League. Well, it's not called Justice League. It kinda is. It kinda. What am I even talking? This movie's fantastic. Perfect 10 out of 10. I'm 100% sure it does not deserve a 10 out of 10. But whatever, don't care. This movie's really freaking good. It's just my enjoyment one. Maybe when I grow up and become like 15 or something and go to high school or something, then I'll be like, you know what? Maybe this movie gets like an 8.59. But right now, I love it. It's 4 hours long. That's the main problem. It is 4 damn hours long. Also, the colors are bland. There's no color in there. And it could have just been 3, and I'm pretty sure it would be fine. There's a little too much slow mo. There's weird shots of Iris that that kind of made me want to puke very badly because all of a sudden because she just saw as the Ring Lord Flash and like I have a crush on this man or something. But I guess whatever. Another problem with the movie, the main problem. Wait, I was thinking of Justice League, sorry. The things I loved about the movie, everything else. Every character, mainly Cyborg, gets an arc. They get that moment to shine. They get multiple Cyborg got multiple flashbacks. They get development. They actually have some per se argument to be on the team or not be on the team. They have their differences, and then at the end they conclude to form the Justice League. Weird. Aquaman in the first film sat on the lasso of truth and was like, "Oh, you're so gorgeous, Wonder Woman. Oh, you. What were you thinking, stupid, idiotic Joss Whedon? What the fudge?" And he's not even a good person in real life, Joss Whedon. So I guess whatever. But they did not have to use that per se thing. All they had to damn do was maybe make them have a talk. Yeah, and that's what they did in this movie. Both of them had a talk compared to Justice League, where they were like, "Oh, you're gorgeous," and Wonder Woman's like, what?" Or kinda. And then Aquaman was like, "Oh, I'm sitting on the lasso of truth." Oh shit, boy, shit. That's literally what he feels like. Wonder Woman gets a character arc. She gets to punch things, a lot of things, and explain the war. And she also had a weird soundtrack, like some Amazonian soundtrack, which I didn't mind at all. I actually kind of liked the soundtrack. But seeing it a lot annoyed me. Cyborg gets so many flashbacks finally. At first, I was like, this man's terrible. I like the actor, but I did not like him. But now he finally found. He's so good, Cyborg. He gets multiple flashbacks. We feel bad for him. We learn what his powers are. He gets development by when we learn what his powers are. He's able to change money in so many people's freaking accounts. And he looks at one account where some woman is working at so many jobs. And finally, he increased, and she's down to $11 and he increases it by 100,000, which is nuts. That's a lot of money. I would want that much money, but that's who he is. He's just a normal person stuck in a tragic situation. Literally. Why didn't Joss Whedon do that? Oh my goodness. Joss Whedon is such a... He literally took everything Snyder did and just cut it in half just because his daughter died. What? But everything in the movie, and mainly the villain, and also the jokes are better, but the villain, Steppenwolf, much more engaging, has a much better design, has an arc. He wants to get on. He's going on a redemption arc to make Darkseid feel like he's worthy again. That's the good thing about it. And also, Darkseid looks amazing. And also, we get the Earth versus Darkseid scene, my favorite part of the movie. On the fight choreography, everything was perfect in that scene. Overall, love the movie, and ranking all 10 DC, and also the ending is completely different. In the normal ending, Steppenwolf comes, Steppenwolf is stupidly bad looking, and his voice is so cringy, he's like, this one is mine, and here he's like he's just creepier a little bit. Before then he's cringy, he's like, this one is mine, he's just so freaking cringy. Yeah, I'm making fun of Justice League a lot, it's because I despise that movie with every fiber in my body, but here, he actually has an intimidating voice, which much better, and has a decent backstory. Much better. Also, the ending. The ending's totally different, like 100% different. In the first ending, all they really do is punch bad guys, and then Superman comes in, punches Steppenwolf, boom, Steppenwolf's dead. But here, and each one fights alone in Justice League. Here, they do a combo attack, which is what I want Marvel to do, a lot of Marvel movies to do, and they fight as a freaking team. And also the best thing about the movie is they feel like a team. But the best thing about the movie, by far, is just that ending. The ending, when the heroes lose, in Infinity War, I can't count it. 100% the heroes would lose. And they did lose. I was not horrified by that. In this movie, they lost and I was shocked as crap. I knew the storyboards were out for 2 and 3, but I didn't think it would be this weird. And then everyone dies, and the conclusion is so freaking honestly creative and unique. I absolutely adored it. So this movie gets a okay, I'll change it to a 9.3 out of 9.2ish out of 10. It's a great movie. Just watch it, you'll love it. If you don't love it, then at least say it's better than Joss Whedon's Justice League. If you think it's worse, then you're mental. You're mental. You have weird issues. You don't have to love the movie. You just have to say it's better than his Justice League. Love the movie. All 10 DCU movies ranked. Number 10, I would give it to Justice League. Number 9, Suicide Squad. Number 8, wait, what's the number? Yeah, Wonder Woman 1984. Number 7 is Aquaman. Love the movie still. Wait, number 7. Yeah, Aquaman. Still like the movie. Number 6, Batman v Superman. Number 5, Birds of Prey. Number 4, well, I'll give it to Man of Steel. Number 3, Wonder Woman. Number 2, Shazam. Number 1, freaking Zack Snyder Justice League. So those are my thoughts on the movie. Tell me yours in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and see you in the next video.